Guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video is going to be a part 2 of how I record covers. You guys requested it. You guys asked for this video, so here I am. I will cover the software, what plugins I use, all that jazz. So that will be covered into this video. Like I said, get comfortable. Disclaimer. I am in no way a professional. This is literally what works for me. All I've done is literally been watching YouTube videos. That's how I've learned. I've watched YouTube videos. I took like this course on Udemy that I purchased, how to mix. Gone out, researched, tried to understand, you know, what is compression, how do I use it, all that jazz. And most of it is really trial and error. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just if you're happy with the end product. So this is my process and this is how I record. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have, yes, let's get right along. Leave a comment below on what you guys want me to cover next week. Yeah, so let's get to the questions. Yeah. Okay, so basically to record all my vocals and all the covers, I use software called REVERB. REVERB is a 60-day free trial DAW. And what you do is you download it, you get a free trial for 60 days. After the 60 days are up, you have to pay, I think, £35 or somewhere around there. Or I think there are 2 licenses. And you choose which one to pay, and then you have to pay to continue using it. A con about REVERB is that tutorial wise, it is hard to find beginner friendly tutorials. That was one of the things which I found really hard. And most of it for me was trial and error. I think my side to side sad version cover was like, was the error. So yeah, he asked me, what do I use to record my videos? So basically Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects, but that's if I'm shooting them. Now, because I've moved on to music videos, I get my partner in crime, JJ, so I will link his channel. And then we shoot with a Blackmagic Pro and a Sony, I can't remember what camera it was. He uses Premiere Pro, Cinema 4D and After Effects and Element, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah. Any logos, banners, you know, if you're into vaporwave, if you're into trippy aesthetics, you know, time-lapse aesthetics, music videos, whatever, he's your go-to guy. I don't play an instrument. Where do I get the background music from? And how do I avoid copyright? So basically what I do is, if you're looking for instrumentals, you can find them anywhere on YouTube, but most people, they will just ask you to put a link in the description below of their channel. So let's say if I use an instrumental from karaoke, whoever, they would ask you to be like, yo, can you put our channel in the link below, ask them for permission, or you know, just credit them in the description below, and then you're done. How to avoid copyright is I change the pitch of the track. That's how I kind of avoid copyright. And even if I don't know, it'll just say to me like, oh, copyright infringement, blah blah blah, and then YouTube will ask me, oh, is this a cover of, are you performing a cover song? And I'll be like, yes, I'm performing a cover song, and they'll still let me monetize it, and they'll still, you know, the people take their money and whatever. So that's literally how I avoid copyright. So how do you record your cover videos? The first thing I would advise is to plan it. Literally plan. I know it's like you hear a cover and you want to jump on it. Literally don't do that, because I've done that so many times where I go in, I record, and I get frustrated and I don't know what I'm doing. So what I would advise you guys to do is find your cover. Write down how you want your cover. Do you want it to sound chill? Do you want the vocals to sound like really thick? Do you want it to sound like, you know, instrumental, where you've got that raw one vocal? The cover that I'm going to be showing you is my Passion Fruit, the Drake cover. You can watch it here. Before you start mixing is arrange it. So I've got a main vocal, I've got a background vocal. It just gives that main vocal life, and I've got my right vocal, I've got a left vocal and right vocal, so things you can only hear on these 2 ears. Okay, so that's how I arranged that cover, and now I'm going to show you guys how I did it. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is open REVERB, and this is what it will look like. Insert our instrumental. You can do this either by clicking insert media file, or track, insert new track, and then find your instrumental and then click open. You can change the BPM to your preferred settings. For this one I put my BPM at 100 because I wanted it to be quite slow. Now that I've inserted my instrumental, I'm going to play it and I'm going to sing along to what I've arranged and see which parts I like and which parts I don't really like. So this is why. Next, what we're going to do is find the start and the end of the song. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the instrumental again and then find where I'm going to finish, and wherever I finish I'm going to cut off any excess material, and I'm going to put a fade, so then when the song is about to finish it kind of fades out nicely and slowly instead of cutting. Oh, and don't forget to name your tracks. Thing I'm going to do is click the FX button, and that will open all Reaper's stock plugins. So these are all the plugins that come in Reaper. I'm going to search for repitch. So I'm going to play with the nozzles and I'm going to be moving everything to the left because that's more of the minor key. So I'm kind of going for a kind of a chilled, sad but not sad type vibe. So here I'm going to be EQing the instrumental. The only reason why I'm doing this was because there were some frequencies I didn't like and I wanted the track to be a bit softer. So if you search in re-EQ, and what I'm going to be doing is just going to be playing with it until I find something that I like. And yeah. So after recording the main vocals, I'm going to remove all the noise. So as you guys can see that I have lots of gaps between my vocals, and that's where all the noise was. Alternatively, you can do it easier by using a DSL or a noise removal plugin in your DAW. I'm then going to play my vocals to see what they sound like, and then after I'm happy with everything, I then click on my plugin FX button, and these are all the plugins that I have in main vocal, and this is what it currently sounds like. Lovers to friends, why do all the things come to an end? So I always start off with EQing my vocals. So we're going to go to re-EQ, and then I'm going to use a high pass filter and find all the frequencies that I want to reduce and the ones that I want to enhance. I'm cleansing myself of addiction for now, 'cause I'm falling apart. For now, 'cause we're falling apart. EQing can get a bit confusing sometimes, and it can be hard at times, and we might forget things. So what I like to use is an EQ vocal cheat sheet to help me out. Hey, passive with the things you say. I'm passionate from miles away. Passive with the... Next is compression, and I always use Reaper's stock plugin called Recomp. And the preset I'm going to use is Modern Vocal, and all I'm going to do is kind of tweak it. Usually I tweak the attack and the release, because sometimes it might differ if I'm singing or if, you know, I'm kind of rapping, even though I don't really do that as much anymore. but yeah. And then I don't, for this one I didn't put makeup gain because I thought it was a bit too loud, and I really liked the way it sounded without the makeup gain, so yeah. And also I always like to play with the threshold and the ratio, but I think for this one I might tweak the threshold. Ratio is fine, it's just the attack and the release, and then we're good to go.
Passive with the things you say, I'm passionate from miles away. Passive with the things you say, I'm passionate with, I can't blame you now. I can't.
Okay, so to give it that echo repetition effect, I use REVERB's stock plugin called Delay. I created my own preset that I always use, and I think if you pause the video, you might be able to check it out and then try it for yourselves. Alternatively, you could try Reverberate. That's another REVERB stock plugin. I don't really like that because I find it's quite damp, and then with this preset, with this one, Delay, you can get vocal slapback, vocal fattener, and also what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the wetness of this plugin because it's being repeated. I don't want it to conflict with my main vocal. I'm going to reduce the volume so then you can hear the repetition, but it's not so loud.
Flames to dust, lovers to friends, flames to dust.
I'm going to add a plugin called the Old School Reverb. This plugin is really great when you want to give your vocals life. If you want to make it as if you're singing in a gym, in a bright studio, in a hall, in a stadium. I really like this plugin. Unfortunately, it is not a REVERB stock plugin, so you're going to have to download it, but I'll put the link in the description below, and it is free. Backing vocals. Okay, it doesn't really look like much backing vocals, I wouldn't really call them that, but I had a lot more, and then I decided no, I just want the main vocal to be the only vocal and the strongest vocal you hear. So the backing vocals will only support the main vocal during the chorus to make it thick and to give it more life. So this is what the backing vocals sound like dry.
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, not from miles away. Passive with the things you say, passing up on my ways.
Vocals sound like dry but against the main vocals.
Not from miles away. Passive with the things you say.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put EQ, and the EQ preset I'm going to click is move to the back. So this is what it looks like. So whilst EQing the background vocals, we are going to click move to the back, and as you can see on the right hand side, it's got a low pass filter. This is because the vocals are going to be in the back, so you can't really hear them. And then what I'm going to do after is I'm going to slightly reduce the volume, or put it at a level where you can hear the background vocals and it's not overpowering and it's not too little. Vocals. So what I do is I change the nozzles completely to the left hand side and to the right hand side, so you only be hearing those two tracks on either left and right. And then what I do is I put on reverb, and we're going to add the slightest amount of reverb because remember our main vocal also has reverb, and then EQ the vocals. With the resound, I'm not too sure why I've got that on there. I think I was probably playing around with it. So that's it. So you put it fully to left and right, and then I add some reverb, the slightest amount, and then I EQ them to my preference, and then that's it. And then this is what it sounds like all together.
Like we're given seems to dust, lovers to friends, I do all the things, seeing you get ritualistic.
Now after you finish, all you have to do is render. So if you go in File, Render, keep the settings as they are, and just rename your track, and then that's it, you're done. So yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know down below what cover you guys want me to mash up next week. Thanks guys.
I'm passionate from miles away, passive with the things you say.